Hi, everyone. Here are your directions for your poster writing activity for today, Friday. This past week, we read in Wonder where Mr. Brown teaches his class about precepts. And he tells his class that precepts are rules about really important things. One of the kids asks, like a motto? And Mr. Brown says, yeah, like a motto. He goes on to say, like a famous quote, like a line from a fortune cookie. Any saying or ground rule that can motivate you. Basically, a precept is anything that helps guide us when making decisions about really important things. And so he teaches us that there are precepts in the world, there are sayings in the world. This past year, we've started, or at the beginning of this year, we started reading 365 Days of Wonder, where we read a quote every day. We haven't been very good about it this week, but we're going to get better at it next week because today's a new day, right? Every day there's a quote, there's a precept that guides us, that teaches us how to be good humans. Today, you're going to have an opportunity to reflect on what Mr. Brown is teaching his kids, what I've tried to teach you kids about these rules about really important rules about really important things. And you're going to have a chance to come up with your own precept today. But it's not just writing about a precept today. I also want you to work together to create some beautiful artwork. Each one of you is going to receive a piece of this large poster. Every piece comes together to create this large, beautiful mural of Augie and his quote: when given the choice between being right or being kind, choose kind. And you'll notice if I zoom in that every one of these is actually a small piece of the poster where students have written on the poster themselves and colored it in. And then those pieces have been put together to create this really awesome piece of art. So let me talk to you about what your writing is going to look like. Every one of you is going to receive your own piece of the puzzle. In the very top corner, it identifies what part of the puzzle you actually have, or what part of the what piece of the artwork your page represents. This one is 1A. You don't necessarily have to remember that, but you can see that this is going to be in the top corner of the piece of artwork. If I scroll down and let's say that somebody gets this particular piece of artwork, you can see that it's going to be in the second row in the second position. That's where your piece is going to be. And it has a lot of hair in it, doesn't it? That's okay because it still gives you a spot to write your response where people can read it. So let's take a look at what your question is, or what your prompt is, I want you to write about today. Everyone's writing about the same thing. So even though you have a different piece of the puzzle, this one happens to be on the second row, everyone's writing the same thing. And today you're going to be writing about your own precept. It's your turn to come up with a precept. It can be written by someone. You can make up your own. You can look up famous quotes, encouraging quotes on Google if you want to. Um, Precepts to live by. You can also come and look in my two books, 365 Days of Wonder. I'll have both of those. Uh, Miss Stansberry will have those for you. You can look in there as well and find your own precept. After you write your precept, I want you to explain what you think it means and then also explain why you chose it. So you should have a sentence with your precept. You should have a sentence that describes what you think the precept means, and you should have at least one sentence about why you chose it. I suggest that maybe you explain what you think it means in two sentences, why you chose it in two sentences. That way you have five sentences altogether. Your precept, two that explain what you think it means, and two that explain why you chose it. You're going to write that in the space that's provided to you on your piece of artwork. Then I want you to cut out that poster piece and turn it into Miss Stansberry. Actually, you got to color it first and then turn it into Miss Stansberry. Now, this poster has a color system but maybe you could choose as a class if you want to follow the color system or the color example, or if you want to be creative on your own and create a whole new kind of mural that looks different. You can talk about that yourselves. Maybe Miss Stansberry can lead you through a discussion about that, and you can decide whether you want your poster to follow the pattern or whether you want to make your own pattern. Okay? I look forward to reading your precepts and the reasons why you chose them and what you think they mean. I also look forward to putting your poster together next week.